Hello guys, today we're taking a look at a game called Viriax. This is a new freeware game from the developer Locomalito. You may or may not know him. He's probably most famous for a couple of games that came out over the last 2 years. In particular, 8-Bit Killer and L'Abbé des Morts, which was maybe one of the higher profile indie releases of last year. If not higher profile, then definitely one of the most well received when it came to year-end lists. So Viriax is more of a vertical scrolling shmup, but not really. So it's not really like 1942. It's got a little bit of a twist on the genre. Hard for me to explain it, so I'm just going to show it to you. So I'm going to press start here, of course. And then you can see that the game takes place within the human body. So there's 6 different areas that we can go to, but I've only unlocked 2 so far because I've only had the game for about a day in order to give you a fresh, basically first impressions look of how things go. So we're going to start in the heart. So basically we play as a virus, and that's our character at the bottom of the screen right now. Now we can jump using Z, and we can kind of crash down using X. So X is going to be our main attack, and Z is going to be our main way of propelling ourselves through the level. Now you see, every time I use my jump, it costs me a little bit of my health. So you have to be kind of sparing with the amount of times you jump in this game if you want to reach the end. And actually this is the easiest level, the very first level, so I can be a little bit more willy-nilly. But, you know, still a little bit cautious. You can't just jump all over the place. So, you can see that there's all sorts of things that we can encounter at the start here. Again, I made a mistake by not actually attacking that enemy, but by killing these enemies we can sometimes unlock items. So one of the items that we get most often is health, which is you know, kind of an important thing to get, considering even jumping hurts us, or well, not really hurts us, but takes some health away. So I don't know, maybe it hurts us, maybe our guy's saying ouch at the same time. So we picked up a little bit of health there, but you can see I'm not doing so hot right now. Game is pretty difficult, and it's, you know, highly possible at this point I'm still missing some gameplay mechanic that would make things a lot easier. Now, by killing these enemies, you can also get a sort of combo system rolling up. So let's see if I can show that off up here. So you see these two guys. If I kill them both on subsequent bounces, I can get that ×2 multiplier going there, which will increase my score, which is important because your score dictates what levels you can unlock. Now you see, sometimes you'll encounter pieces of the area, or in this case they're actually called cells, that you can break through to get something special, and these glow. So let's break this one. And we got a power-up, the Skort power-up, which I'm assuming is short for escort. So this is kind of a rotating shield, similar to what you see in, you know, a lot of shoot-'em-up games, that will break or protect us from projectiles that are fired at us. So let's break this one. There's a number of bonuses that you can get, and a number of detriments that you can get as well. So you can see this one has an arrow pointing down. That gives me a low jump, which is actually kind of a punishment, so I'm going to ignore that for now. And this one causes an infection, which actually kills all of the defenses that are in our way. But I think it also creates those things, those exploding cells there, which are a real problem to get around. But, you know, now that we have float, we're actually doing quite well against them. So we'll pick up this key now. And basically the game is, at least to the best of my knowledge thus far, just a high score game. So basically you're trying to get the highest score that you can in typical, like, old school arcade fashion. And let's unlock this cell now that I have a key to do so. And it gives us a ton of bonuses. It's actually the first time I've actually had a key when I've encountered a lock. So with these bonus points, I think I've actually set a new high score for myself, so I might actually unlock some of the new levels. I've only played this level, which is the heart, and a little bit of the lungs level, so I'm having a pretty rough time actually getting used to this game. When I say it's difficult, I mean it. I'm pretty good at most, like, shmup type games, and I played a lot of Gradius or Gradius as a kid, a lot of R-Type. So, you know, I'm no pansy when it comes to this genre. But this is partially because it's a unique twist, and partially because it's just difficult. Let's take a rest here for a second, pick up some health while I tell you about what's going to happen next. You can see in the top left we're at level 19, and what happens every 20 levels is we encounter a Guardian that we have to kill before we move on to the next part. So the Guardian is kind of like a boss battle, and by beating that boss battle you get to move into subsequent levels, which are, you know, of course harder and harder. So here's our Guardian for this one. I'm going to try to get out of his way and then just bounce on his head. And I think he should take about 5 hits. Oh, only 4 hits to die this time. Excellent. And he drops a ton of health. So I'm going to start getting a little bit light on the exposition and just playing the game, see how far we can get. So hopefully if I can get a little bit further, it'll show off the actual difficulty of the game. Let's move up here, kill these guys. They'll introduce some new enemies as well. Those guys that hang out on the side of the building are a pain in the ass. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure what the stealth power-up does. In fact, I'm not sure what a lot of power-ups in this game do. I'm still very new to it myself. You're getting a fresh glimpse. Oh, this is not good. Oh, get out of there. In a way, this is kind of the antithesis, or the opposite of Inside a Starfield Sky, which came out, you know, maybe a month or 2 ago. Where that was kind of like a really innovative... I don't necessarily want to say innovative, because that implies this game isn't innovative, which is not necessarily true. But it was a really kind of super fresh look at this type of game, the shoot-'em-up game, that really kind of turned the genre on its head, as much as I hate to use like a marketing term like that. That's pretty much what happened. This one is more fundamental, but still, you know, it's unique enough in that it has its own twist here, where we can kind of control our own forward movement. And in that way, it's kind of like a polishing of all the things that make the shoot-'em-up genre work well. You know, it's difficult, the challenge increases the more you go on. Music is pretty fantastic, and it's the composer that has done all of Locomalito's other games as well, so he's getting a pretty good resume, pretty good CV under his belt just by doing those games. Let's see what happens when we get to level 40. And the super jump is a great jump, not only because it lets you jump higher and thus you have to jump less and lose less health, but it also does damage to enemies when you're jumping towards them. So this is maybe my favorite item, because you can attack in 2 directions now. You can attack forward or upwards, and you can attack downwards. Let's get through these infected blocks here. Go after the top. Still doing pretty good on health, and I'm almost positive this is my best score ever, which is not usually how this works. Usually on camera you'll see my worst effort. Usually my worst effort by far, in fact. Except for the fate of the world, let's look at, where I did in fact manage to you know, rescue the entire continent of Africa. That was pretty successful. So here we go. We got the oh, what's going on with this cell down here? All right, we got a magnet that attracts health to us. Probably should have stuck with the super jump, but no big deal. So we'll take this guy down. Not too hard, as you can see. Doing really well on health so far, and this attractor is not going to make that any harder. Let's start zooming ahead, see how far we can get. The Sam Fisher approach, just being really stealthy. Oop. You gotta watch out, because when you do get hit, as you can see, it does a lot of damage. Oh, yep. Oh god, I'm in a nightmare now. It's Ikaruga all over again. Come on. Yes, excellent. Yes, the enemies get harder and harder as you go along. Not that really matters if you just avoid them as I did. But I'm just kind of trying to give you a quick look at things. Oh god. Alright, now I'm in a rough situation, because the only way you can move is by jumping. And I'm pretty sure if I jump, I'm going to die. So this might be the end of the let's look at right here. If it is, I just want to point out, Viriax, totally free and downloadable. Definitely, if you're a fan of the genre, no reason not to check this out. This is going to show up on a lot of best of indie game year-end lists. I'm 99% positive of that. If I was to make a bad pun, maybe I'd say, this game is ill, yo! This shit is sick! But anyway, let's take this jump, probably kill us, and then, you know, be on our merry way. Here we go! Oh! Alright, I made it. Oh, then I just immediately crashed into one of those white blood cells. Anyway, so you can see we get a new high score here at the end, and did we unlock any new levels? In fact, we did. We unlocked the intestine. But anyway, that's for another video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you download Viriax and enjoy it. Really good time. See you next time.